Hello, trading has closed on March 27th, 2024. Let's do our disclaimer, go over our calls, and make some predictions. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, which is Thursday, March 28th, 2024. Please, any trade you make should be made at your own risk. My calls can be wrong. I've had some people asking about my webinar. You can order the webinar here. You can also order an electronic version of my book from here. Well, we look for the pattern with the early low, regardless of where we open, so that's this. And tomorrow should also have the early low. We said this was a pretty negative pattern. The only thing that would kill it would be to gap and take out this high. We said if that happened, we should have a good rally. I thought the odds were against it, but futures were already up, so I said I couldn't rule it out, and that's what happened. Here's what we said. If it's up strongly, that idea of the bearishness is killed before the open. We have a new target from today's pattern, 52.1679. Unless we gap up smartly, the rules call for that to print tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. Well, we had an ultimate buy signal right here, and that certainly paid off in spades. But MEJT says the whole thing won't stick and gives us this lower target, a much lower target, over 30 handles. We're still resisting the urge to break below this lower trend line. We have a chance to go up to the upper one. Eventually, I think we'll break out of this, but until then, you just have to play it a day at a time. We're focusing on the wave count for wave blue 5. We think we're in red 4 of blue 5. We have an A and a B. We're waiting for C. We want C to end where there's a fib relationship with wave brown A, and we haven't had that yet. So let's just focus in on this wave brown C and see what kind of count we can come up with, starting from brown B. Well, here's brown B. We had this drop. We said yesterday, gapping up smartly, overtaking the late decline is less likely, but if it occurs, it should lead to a good rally. We certainly had that happen. We certainly had the good rally. We just had a detour first. Well, we counted this as an ABC down for A. If you look at this, you can count A, B, C is equal to A right here, which is also the 78.6% retrace. Now, just because the waves balance out doesn't mean you have to stop here, but it's a logical place for us to stop. And if it works, we should drop right from the open. We have a lower target. We have a wall into the close. We have Fibonacci resistance level and an ABC. This is a candidate for a top, but it's just a candidate until we see where we open. We keep going up, we're not going to force the issue. But for right now, we could stop right here and have a good explanation if that happens. Well, tomorrow's pattern has the early low regardless of where we close. We're in Carol Ann's window for a possible change in trend. The 30th is over the weekend. There's a 3-day window, and tomorrow's the 28th. It's the closest timed his day. There's a lower MEJT target. Unless we gap up smartly, the rules call for it to print. There's a wall into the close, which is often followed by gapping down. We hit a fib target, and there's a wave count saying this leg's over. So we have a candidate for a top at today's high. if the idea works, we should drop pretty much right from the open. If we do, fine. If we don't do that, I don't have a plan right now. Now, usually I wait for more information from where futures open. I'm not going to be home tonight. I have personal business. I didn't have much time to do my analysis. I'm not playing with all my cards since I don't know where futures open. You just have time, fibs, price. This is a very good candidate for a top, but just because it's a candidate doesn't mean it's going to work. We have to wait for tomorrow's open. And if, underline the word if, we drop down right from the open, I think a person can consider going short, and this would be a reasonable stop, but I don't hold stuff like this overnight. So we're just calling this a candidate, but a good candidate for the end of this leg because of the ABC. And if the idea works, we should have a pretty good decline. And if it doesn't work, we should know pretty much right from the open. Don't have to risk any money. It's the pattern with the early low, and that's today's call.